Y'all doing?
Doing great.
Okay, here we are. Hello, hello. I'm going to go ahead and step to the side. Crystal, good afternoon. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. We are so excited to see you all today.
Welcome in, everybody. I want to give it back to Destiny for coming on the call and sharing her energy, her smile. She's an amazing server to our organization. Guys, I am Crystal Mestrez Bishop. I am duly licensed in New York and New Jersey. I like to call myself, right, I got the term from my mentor, Miss Ishika Davis, a digital realtor, because I'm able really to be home. I'm a mom of three. I have a child with special needs, and being able to still be present within the market as a real estate professional has been next level within my business. I'm a Fordham University graduate. And the reason why I say that is because within those $40,000 a year that I paid out to this university and graduated and had all these student loans, not one time, right? Not one time did they teach me the power of financial literacy. And that's a big deal, guys. So coming on to this webinar today, I want to thank you guys for taking the time to join the shift, right? How to unlock success in real estate. We have an amazing panel in store for you guys where we're going to tap into industry leaders within, the market of really understanding home ownership specifically. And guys, don't worry, if you are not a realtor, okay, we welcome you to the call. This call is for obviously anybody who has a passion in really understanding how to bring longevity within their families, legacy, home ownership, and really understand the narrative of that financial literacy piece that so many of us, right, are maybe not privy to. So with no further ado, guys, if you guys can turn on your cameras, I would love to see your faces, right? Put a name to the face. And I want you guys to be engaged, right? I want you guys to write down questions because we have some amazing speakers here, people who have been in the industry in real estate for over 20 years. Some professionals here have done over $500 million in real estate sales, some even more than that, right? We have millionaire coaches. So what I've learned in my 10 years or so in real estate is that we leverage other people's success, right? And that's how we're able to collapse decades into years, into months, and possibly with this today, weeks, right? And be able to tap into multiple checks within the real estate industry. Now that's key, right? In the real estate transaction, a lot of us, if we're realtors specifically, we only get paid when we're at the closing table. Or maybe some of us are tax professionals, or we're not realtors yet. Maybe we're credit restoration specialists. Maybe we're work from home professionals. And we're people's people. We talk to everybody, right? And we know their finances. We know what's going on. And we're like, listen, credit is important. Listen, do you own a home yet? How much money are you paying in rent, right? If we can share that knowledge within our community, we become our community leaders. So that's really what I want to push today on this call as we tap into these professionals. I'm super excited. Listen, it's 1:03. And if you do not see your accountability partner on the call right now, now's the time to share out the link. All right. How about all of us? Let's all do that right now. If you know somebody who, maybe wanted to add an extra book of business, or they wanted to tap into the real estate industry, or has questions about home ownership, this is the time to say, listen, I'm about to tap in with some top producers, people who have been in the game for years, and we're going to get the game on how to bring more wealth within our households, because all of us can use more finances, right? All right, guys. So we're going to come over here. If you guys can mute your lines so everybody can hear all the speakers, I would appreciate that. So I want to welcome you guys to the shift, right? Navigating the, real estate landscape. And that's a big deal. Now in today's market, especially with the new NAR settlement, and I'm speaking to my realtors, if, you know what's going on. A lot of people are like, where am I going to shift to? Or, how am I going to be able to control your business? Listen, when you tap into professionals, we don't sweat, we shift, right? So guys, write the word shift in the chat right now, blow it up, because I want to make sure that you guys are tuned in and we're engaged. I should see it going off. I want to shout out Cozy for reaching out and writing it first. I want everybody to write the word shift, because as we know, we need to make sure we take control of our finances. And having one source of income is too close to none. All right. And we need to make sure that we educate one another. All right. So yes, I see shift. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. So first things first, I want to go through our speaker lineup, right? Because I love putting it out the table, who we're aligned with, right? Who I get to tap into in the day-to-day. Here we have Chasten Miles. He is the owner of the Media Maven, top entrepreneur within the industry. If you don't know who he is, go follow him on Instagram. Just search his name. You'll see that he teaches realtors, entrepreneurs how to gain posture when dealing with their social media, how to target their audience and be able to relate and build their audience specifically. That's a big deal. Sometimes we don't know what to post on social media. We don't really know how to build our audience. So he is a top producer. Not only is that, he's an author, right? He's a realtor, also a mortgage loan officer. So he is going to be coming up shortly. Then we have Jeffrey Coriolan, the listing machine. Listen, guys, the other day we had a huddle. He did 4 listings in one day. That's a big deal. 4 listings in one day. All right. Not only that, he just landed an $8 million listing. So he role plays with us all the time within our organization, specifically teaching us how to overcome objection. So these are who we're tapping into. Guys, Claudia Hibbert Smith, that is my mentor in real estate. She has taught me, right, how to really understand the market and how to stand out, right? What are you doing to stand out? What are you doing to make sure that you are the industry professional? She has done over $400 million in real estate sales. She was at one brokerage for over 20 years. And now she has an organization of over 300 realtors that tap into her daily because they want to leverage her knowledge. And recently she bought a school for over $3.3 million, and she is teaching financial literacy, her and her husband, on their terms. Imagine us at 10, 15 years old being taught the 10x mindset on how to build wealth and money. That's a big deal, guys. Drop some fire for my mentor, Ms. Claudia Hibbert Smith. That is huge. So these are some of the individuals that we're tapping into today, all right? Being able to know that we don't join companies, we join people and their missions. And Claudianne's mission, listen, it resonated with me being a mom of 3, you know, knowing that she's teaching children that what I was missing. Listen, I told you, I went to Fordham and I still didn't get that financial education. It's a big deal, right? Then we have Miss Ishika Davis, the digital realtor, on the line. And if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have gotten, right, my mortgage license. So she introduced me along with Dr. Murphy to what we are going to be sharing today. And she is the top producer, one of the top producers in Louisiana as a realtor. It's a big deal, guys, right? Then we have millionaire coach, Coach Kev, that's on the line. And listen, what we've been able to do and what he's been able to share within our organization has been next level. He has made so many millionaires within the industry, and he pushes financial literacy. He is the king of financial literacy, actually. So he is on the line with us, right? Empowering millions of families to own homes. Then we have Miss Dr. Malika Murphy. She is a millionaire mindset coach, all right? And she has also brought this, you know, opportunity to me. Then we have Kyle Siebert, the #1 realtor nationwide, and he's going to teach us how to unlock the secrets in dominating within the industry. So I'm just going to stop sharing my screen real quick. I'm not sure what's on the screen. Do you guys see those red lines right there, or is it just me?
Yeah, Crystal, just unshare and share again.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me come here and let me reshare because we need to make sure that looks on point. Beautiful. Okay. All right, guys. So let's move on. So with no further ado, I want to make sure that I have my first guest on the line, Mr. Chasten Miles. I broke down what he brought to the business when it comes to media, how he's been able to help people build captivating audiences, help them with productivity, and doing it in less time. So, Chasten, are you on the line?
I am here. I'm here.
Love it. Can we pin him so I can see him? Can I ask you a few questions if you don't mind?
Oh, that would be great. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Okay. So, I have my little board right here because I want to make sure that we give the people what they need, Chasten. Okay.
Okay. All right.
So, first question, right? How can entrepreneurs maximize their productivity to achieve more in less time?
Crystal, such a great question. And I'm super excited to be here. So I actually live and work and play by this philosophy of do the most. It's called my do the most philosophy. And what it is it's essentially just that, how entrepreneurs can get more done in less time. The way to make that happen is we launch into a mode called infinite hustle. Okay, infinite hustle. And that is the goal. The goal is you want to achieve infinite hustle. There are several parts to achieving that. The biggest one, and I'll touch on the biggest one, is your mindset. And, I know a lot of people say mindset, and we get tired of hearing about mindset. But for me, I realized where my mind was at the time, it was holding me back from really tapping into infinite hustle, right? It's that voice in our head that tells us it's not the right time, or just wait a little while, wait until you've sold a little bit more, or wait until you've established yourself a little bit more. No, I don't believe in waiting. I believe in launching infinite hustle. If you dare to dream it, let's go and achieve it. So it's going to first start with removing all of those limitations that are currently holding you back. Those limitations can be yourself. It could be the people around you. It can maybe be a company that you're with or a team that you're on. Whatever is holding you back from really achieving what you want to achieve, you just got to let it go, because you won't be able to operate at peak performance until that happens. Then from there, you got to know who's the boss. I'm the boss. I'm the boss of my business. I'm the boss of my destiny. I'm the boss of everything that I want to do. So why are you consulting with other people who don't have the same vision, dreams, and goals as you? And not only consulting with them, but letting them talk you out of things that you are meant to do, that things that you are meant for, right? So you got to be the boss of your business, and you have to start with your mindset by removing all that negative talk, with whatever it is that's telling you don't do it today, right? Whatever it is that's telling you don't do it today, stop listening to that. Stop listening to that. Once you start doing those two things, you can definitely get my book, read the rest, but always remember, do the most. Do the most. Launch into infinite hustle.
Now, that's a big deal. Now, when we're talking today about the shift, right, we're talking about being able to really pivot in a market or add a different book of business so that you guys are generating more money. That's a big deal, right?
Yes.
So, infinite hustle, guys, write that down. So, Chasten, how do you see the shift impacting the productivity of real estate professionals? Like the shift that we're dealing with right now, stuff that's going on with NARS and everything like that. What do you think that, real estate professionals can do to uh to join the shift and be able to increase productivity?
Sure. So one thing, and I'm going to say, I think that it's impacting people more on a psychological level than anything else, right? Because once you look into the actual facts and the laws and everything like that, it shouldn't affect your business too much, right? It shouldn't change too much from what you are already doing. And we've been through these shifts and changes before, where we had to get additional paperwork signed, or an additional amendment or document. So that's nothing new to us, right? They change our contracts every couple of years. That's nothing new to us. But I think that it's affecting people psychologically, because You know, a lot of people don't have a product. Okay, so this is step one. In order to really be effective, in order to really launch into that infinite hustle, in order to stay relevant in your business, you have to have a product. Now, when I say that, a lot of real estate agents say, what do you mean? What do you mean have a product? I sell houses. The houses are the product. No, no, your business is a product in itself. Okay. And your business has to have offers. Okay. You have to be able to offer people something. Now, what makes any other store, restaurant, any other business we could think of, what makes them successful? Most of the times they have a unique product or a unique offer, or they're solving someone's problem, right? They're finding a problem in the marketplace and they're bringing a solution. Same thing for our real estate businesses. You have to treat your business like a product, and you have to have an offer for the marketplace. So few things we do within our businesses. We have our Raving Fans program. Okay, we have our worry-free listing agreements. We have our events that we do for our past clients. We have homeowner orientation events. Once clients have actually purchased a property, we put them through an orientation if they are a first-time buyer. And I'm not saying those are the specific solutions for you, but that's what an offer looks like. So my offer isn't, I just help people buy and sell homes, right? No, that's not my offer. I have a hub for our clients to become our partners. Let's say that we have clients who are trying to build their wealth. Okay, so not only are we helping them purchase their first property, we're working out that investment plan with them. We're getting them into the MLO business now. We are getting them hard money loans. We're hooking them up with contractors. We are training them. This is an offer. It makes it attractive to want to do business with us. Okay,
Absolutely.
so that's the biggest thing.
So Chasen, that's key, because I noticed, and I could share my story quickly, is that I saw that a lot of clients that came to me, we know more people that have bad credit than are ready to purchase a home. So that was a great point that you said you need to solve a problem for them, because a lot of the time, and I could tell about a recent situation, I lost over $20,000. I had a client who her credit wasn't the greatest, but she had good income. And she was able to say, you know, Crystal, I have the income and I have money saved. I have the money for the down payment, but my credit's not the best for whatever reason. So I sent her to 3 lenders, guys. 2 of them said, no, I can't help you. Come back when your credit's fixed. The third one said, okay, you could do this. She followed it. And then when it went to underwriting, they said no. None of them created a complete framework for this client, right? To understand income ratios, to understand how to fix her credit and what to do, right? And when I got my mortgage loan officer license, I called her. I remember it was the beginning of January. I said, listen, I'm ready. I know that the lender said that they couldn't, but now a mortgage loan officer, they're more lenient. She said, girl, I bought my house December 18th. I closed. And I was devastated. I was like, but I'm your realtor. And that's why I'm thinking she didn't text me back when I said happy birthday. And I'm like, why is she being a little off with me? And she said, Crystal, it has nothing to do with you. However, you sent me to your lenders and your lenders told me no. So when I went to a credit union later, 2 weeks later, they told me yes. They told me what to do. They told me yes for $450,000. So guys, think about how much money I lost. $450,000. And because the lender said yes, they had a realtor. So I used everybody in-house. So guys, imagine how many clients we're losing, right? And this is not just for realtors, right? How many clients are we losing because we're trusting, let's say ABC Lending, and we're like, hey, can you please get them pre-approved? And then we're just hoping and wishing. No, now me being a mortgage loan officer, I have the control. So we are solving a problem, and that's part of this shift. So thank you so much, Chasen, for coming on today. Thank you so much for sharing Infinite Hustle with us. I appreciate it. I want to bring up our next guest. Mr. Jeffrey Coriolan, the listing machine. Okay. Listen, I love being in business with this gentleman. When I tell you, so many of my partners tap in to when we role play, and they're like, "Listen, I have confidence." He overgoes, like, I mean, he goes through objections like a master, and he he's great at what he does. So, Jeffrey, are you on the line?
I am here. I am here. Thank you so much for that. Hey, excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you, Jeff. So I'm going to ask you a few questions. All right. So what are some of your key negotiation strategies? Because you are the listing boss. I mean, the listing machine. Oops. Costs. Don't get mad at me. The listing machine, right? What are your key negotiation strategies that business owners should incorporate in their practice? What do you think?
I think options, provide options to people. Great questions, by the way, Crystal. Especially in the time that we're in right now. I know this call right now probably has a lot of realtors here, and it's really providing options for them. What are their tools? So, for example, I've been saying this, and I probably said it to a broker just yesterday. Is now that we're talking about commission issues with working with buyers, one thing that we need to do is to create a plan. What does the menu look like? So, hey, if I'm going to charge you 1%, this is what you're going to get. If I'm going to charge you 2%, this is what you're going to get. And if you're going to be willing to pay me 3%, this is what you're going to get. So one of the best ways is to understand that everything is negotiable. There's no firm number on just anything. And that's hence why we were in the situation that we were in. A lot of sellers believe, folks, that they were stuck to paying the 6%. They believe they were stuck to paying whatever commission the realtor offered to them. So really understanding that you'll win a lot when you provide an opportunity for the sellers to have an idea of understanding what their goal is. And I think that's the next thing is before you provide what your services are, understanding what their goal is and understanding how you can get them there. So when I say having negotiation tools, I heard Chasten say that different options out there is understanding, like, for example, if you're listing a property, for example, is this going to be an as is opportunity? Is this going to be an investor special? Is this going to be an auction opportunity out there? Is this going to be a opportunity where it's only catered to certain type of buyers out there? Creating that plan for the seller and letting them know that, hey, you have the tools, whatever tools those are, you have the tools to get them to the finish line.
It's a big deal. So now with this shift, right? How do you feel that it's going to impact the way we, negotiate deals right now?
I think what's going to happen is it's going to scare a lot of people. You know, it's scaring a lot of people right now when it comes to the realtors out there. It's scaring the brokers out there, and it's also maybe truly scaring the sellers and the buyers that are out there that are not really privy to what's happening. You know, one of my clients, as we were at the closing table, she said she saw the article. She saw the article on CNN, and what does that mean? And I was thrilled that I was knowledgeable. I was thrilled that I had been watching the information. I was able to educate her and shine some light to her. So I think what we need to do as professionals in any industry that we're in right now is truly educate on ourselves on how does this play a factor for us. So if we're heavy listing agents, how does this play a factor for us as heavy listing agents? If we're strong buyers agents, how does this play a factor for us? If we're lenders, if we're title companies, so title companies may think that they're not involved in this situation as well. But yes, it is, because what happens is a lot of times when we get to closings, the buyer doesn't want to sign, the seller doesn't want to sign. And now we're pulling in the title company, we're pulling in the attorney. So if you're an attorney as well. So I think what happens is that everyone plays a field in this right now, especially our clients. So what I would say to do is truly, not just create those menus that we spoke about, but truly understand what's happening right here. And also, this is not the first time. I remember when Zillow came out, with his electronic offers, and they were buying property sight unseen, and we were afraid of that. I remember when Zillow came out as a platform as well, and people were like, oh, realtors are gone. People can now do their own stuff. There was something on Zillow that said, make me move. And homeowners had the opportunity to list their own properties on there or see what their values were on there. And then the for sale by owner platform came out on Zillow as well. And what we're seeing is that the average seller, folks, the average seller lists anywhere from 3 to 4 weeks of selling by owner, because they understand that there's a service that we provide that no one else is going to be able to provide that for us. So I think continue to stand out, continue to provide value, continue to put the customer first. And I know we're going to be able to handle this shift extremely well.
Love it. Love it.
In
So,
addition,
yeah.
in addition to that, Crystal, I think we have to be excited about this because this re-energizes us. COVID re-energized us when we saw people standing in line during open houses. We saw 20, 30, 40, 50 offers being placed on a home and in less than 24 hours. And what happened? We made it through. I know a lot of realtor friends out there. I know a lot of lenders out there that made the most money that they've ever made because they figured it out and they pivot, you know? So I think that's one thing that we need to do also when the short sale market came out. We figured it out and we pivot, and short sales are back. You know, short sales are back, negotiations are back, you know, processing stuff with the banks are back. So I think be excited about the shift. Don't allow it to worry you, but now work on reinventing yourself and reinventing your tools, your resume, your bucket list, and everything else that's out there that helps you to become the best agent that you can be out there, or whatever field of business that you're in.
Thank you so much, Jeff. So many people now are going to be quitting, right? A lot of realtors we know within the game that are probably going to give up. But the ones that are aligned with us, we know that we've given them resources to stand firm on the ground, and they're going to be the ones who's going to flourish within this market. Okay. So thank you so much, Jeffrey, for coming up, for sharing with us. All right.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you. So I want to bring up my next guest, Ms. Claudianne Hibbert-Smith. All right. I want to make sure she is on the line. Claudianne, can you hear me?
I hear you well.
Beautiful. I want to see you guys. Can she be pinned to the top as well so I can see Ms. Claudianne Hibbert-Smith? We're going to be discussing how to scale our businesses. We know Ms. Claudianne has over 300 agents within her organization, and she really discusses how to become a leader, how to have longevity within the industry. So with no further ado, I want to welcome my mentor to the call. Hi, Claudianne.
Hi, everyone.
All right, so I have some questions for you. So what advice do you have? And guys, please take notes. All our speakers, if you don't have a pen and paper, come on, you sleep. Pen and paper, take notes. All right, what advice do you have for real estate professionals looking to scale their business and expand their operations?
Wow. So well, I definitely say be a part of a great company that allows you the platform to scale your business. But I think most importantly, before you scale, understand that production is important. Because if you don't really experience it, it's kind of difficult to be able to understand even how to grow a team and how to scale. And so I didn't always have 300 agents. I didn't always have 500 agents. I started with 2, and then I went to 13. And I realized that I just had to duplicate myself because there were only 24 hours in a day. And some of those days, even though I missed a lot of sleep, you've got to take some time off for you to energize you. And so I think if you're in the real estate market and you're looking to do production at a very high level, like my partner Jeff Coriolan and some of the others on here, definitely start looking at, okay, what's the first thing I need to do? The first thing I did was I hired an assistant. Okay, I realized that doing my own showing request was not an income producing activity. I realized processing paperwork was not an income producing activity. And so when I realized, I used to have this thing that nobody's going to work as hard as me. Nobody's going to be able to figure out when the agent says, no, I don't want to show the house, within the next 48 hours, how to get them to change their minds, right? I didn't think people knew how to do that until I created a platform. I taught my assistant. I let her hear the conversations. I allowed her to go on the appointments with me. And so now she was able to see how I function. I didn't just throw her in the position. And now I'm on my 3rd assistant in 23 years. And my last assistant has been with me for 6 years.
That's a big deal. Now, how do you feel the shift is going to impact, just scaling businesses overall, as far as anybody who is looking to grow within real estate?
I think like with anything, and I've had a lot of experience in real estate full time for 23 years. 2007 to 9 and 10 was a shift. It's a complete foreclosure market. Well, Claudianne went and worked for, instead of folding, which many realtors did. And I always tell the story, I haven't told it in a while, but I saw one of my colleagues, working at Wendy's. Now you could beg to differ if I should have been eating Wendy's or not, but I was. and she was handing me my food out the window. And I completely got afraid. And I said, man, when I went to college, I should have majored in nursing so I could always have a job. And quickly, I was talking to my mentor. She was like, Claudia, that doesn't have to be your life. Claudia, that doesn't have to be your life. So definitely getting mentors and people around you that see differently than what you're exposed to. Guys, that was a shift. I did an RFP, a request for a proposal with the city, and became the city's realtor. We bought so many properties on Blighton blocks. And aside from the commissions, I was also paid a fee every time we did a transaction. Guys, we were selling like 5 to 10 properties cash, and we were buying them cash. So maneuvering in the market space so you don't have to collapse. Now, NAR is a big issue. I'd say focus on becoming a listing agent. I would seriously say, I always wondered year 1 through 5, why my company at the time focused so much on listings. I understood very quickly. You literally have control over the market space. Guys, and we just left the training just moments ago. And I said, Adam, you don't think that the buyers are going to go directly to the listing agents? He said, yeah, there's going to be a lot of that going on. So guys, you got to sharpen up your skills, and you've got to have a posture like no other. And when I say posture, I don't mean just in voice. I don't just mean in physical posture. I mean all of it. You need to become the skillful agent. All right. Start looking at YouTube. Guys, when I first started, I didn't have tens of thousands of dollars to go to Tony Robbins, but I went to the free session. And I did what they told me to do with the free session, gave myself a lot of notoriety and a lot of cha-ching-ching. And I went back and paid for those services so I could elevate. I went back and paid for those services so that I could elevate. And that was one of the ways I was able to scale and elevate in this business.
Thank you so much, Claudia. We know that the professional with the most resources is the one who's getting the most business and referrals. It's just what it is. So thank you so much for taking the time to come up. I love it. Guys, I hope you guys took notes. Super important to tap into amazing mentors. Your network is your net worth, and we've heard that so many times. So that is also key here specifically. All right. So I would love to bring on Miss Ishika Davis. Ishika Davis, if you are on the line, can you hear me? Can we have her pinned, please? This is a top producer in Louisiana. She's also a mortgage loan officer, and she is really queen of why we are here today. Presented this to so many individuals on how to stay relevant within this shift, okay? So with no further ado, Ms. Ishika Davis, let me ask a few questions if you do not mind. So first and foremost, can we drop some fire for her real quick? Because she just made EXP top 10 realtor, right, in Louisiana. So let's drop some fire for Ms. Davis real quick before we get into questions, okay? Listen, came in, posture, right? I don't think she's been with EXP not longer than like 3-4 months. And she is a top producer in Louisiana for the month of February. All right, that's a big deal. Guys, you are tapped into the best. All right, so Ms. Davis, can you share some insights on how real estate professionals can leverage their license to maximize their earnings?
Yes, absolutely. Very, very great question. I think it's important. It's definitely important that we find a way to leverage your license. Just a quick story. I'm a realtor in Louisiana, fairly successful, several locations, just working on how to be more consistent with 6-figure months in the business. And then all of a sudden, we had one hurricane too many came in, wiped out a lot of things. All of the insurance carriers decided that they pulled out of my area, New Orleans. They were saying the crime is just too bad. We don't want to insure this area. It's just too much going on. We were taking people to homes and we were inflating them only to get them back to the lender to run the numbers. And we were deflating them because they could not make these purchases. And it just became really difficult to purchase homes. And so not only that, my one real estate license in Louisiana, you know, I was thinking about maybe going to get Texas and a few other places. And I didn't do it because I was just doing so well in Louisiana. So that really boxed me in and made it really difficult. You know, I really thought I was going to start actually losing, you know, some things. And then I actually found the opportunity to put myself in the way of a priority. And I became a 50 state mortgage loan officer as well. The reason why I did that, because now I can take my one limited confined real estate license and I can actually work it in all 50 states. And I can use what we call, Crystal, you know about it. We both have a Realtor network. And because of that, you know, even though Louisiana is a little slow and there's some things going on in Louisiana, I've never been to Maine a day in my life. I got to deal with Maine. This was all within maybe a week and a half. A deal in Arkansas, deal in Alabama, deal in Baton Rouge. That's very close to me, but I still got an agent to go out and show that deal. And maybe 3 more deals outside of that. So it's like 6 deals with over the week and a half that I would not have had if I didn't put myself in position of priority. So I'm so excited. And that's how I'm able to leverage my license using that referral realtor network and expanding my horizons across the 50 states.
That's a big deal. So you're telling me, and listen, we know the realtors who are within our network who are already doing it, but those who are not with us yet. So you are able to write a mortgage and then give out the referral in another state where you're not licensed as far as your real estate license and still get paid as if you were part of the deal.
That's correct, Crystal. We're teaching people how to make money in their sleep as a realtor. Take that one license and work it in all 50 states, even if you're just licensed in one.
That's a big deal, guys. That's a huge deal. Now, what made you, obviously, you wanted to capitalize on multiple checks, but what made you get into the mortgage side specifically? And, you know, who did you decide to partner up with? Because that's key.
Well, I was intimidated by the test at first. You know, being a busy agent, it's hard to shut your life down and, you know, study for those 30, 60 days and try to figure it out. And, you know, we have enough fees on the realtor side. I am not a techie person. I'm not a type of person that's just real organized. This is just my transparency. So keeping up with, you know, paperwork and documents and things like that. But I was able to, I mean, it just was a godsend. I found a platform that was able to position me to do loans in all 50 states, literally with no stress and no test. And they partnered me with a mentor that was able to teach me the ropes, show me everything, you know, on every file. You know, I got situated. I had like assistants, processors, underwriter. I literally did not have to do anything. All I had to do was literally sign up, you know, get started. And Lord, I'm telling you, I'm so grateful. It has really expanded my horizons to heights. And, you know, I've literally been able to break the ceiling like I've never thought I've been able to do in real estate, Crystal, and I'm doing this from home. I don't even leave my house anymore, you know, unless it's some recreational type of thing. And I'm giving these deals to other realtors and I feel real good about it. So I love it, you know, being on the mortgage loan side. I never knew the word, you know, that this side of the business, it was so easy, you know,
And how
so.
much money we were leaving on the table.
Oh my goodness,
We're leaving
Crystal.
so much money on the table, giving out. And we're like, listen, that lender didn't even pay for our marketing, didn't even come back with the referral.
Mhm.
And sometimes didn't even come back with a credit ready client, right? So that's also big. That is key. Changing the game. So being a top realtor in Louisiana, you know, what did you also do? Because I know you did credit restoration personally, right? So when we're talking about multiple things or processes within the real estate transaction, how do you feel credit plays a huge role? And is credit restoration part of your book of business as well?
Crystal,
I
it's
know.
a major part. Okay, so I want to paint a picture. You know, I know we have all these prestigious realtors, you know, these $1 million listers on here. But as for me, Crystal, you know, to get to those 6-figure months and, you know, the things that I did, we had to work a little bit harder. As far as poverty is concerned, number one is Mississippi. They're right in our backyards. Number 2 is Louisiana. And number 3 is Mexico, right? And so, you know, we had to have tools and resources for people. Everybody just doesn't have their stuff together in my region, you know, and I just had to have, you know, more resources and tools to get them to the closing table. But what I realized, these are great people. They're grateful. You know, you help someone with their credit, you know, you help someone maybe with some down payment assistance. I'm telling you, Crystal, my business actually blew up and, you know, became #1 in my brokerage year after year based on referrals because of those services that we were providing. And to be honest with you, you know, bad credit, a lot of people come in and they have these credit scores, but when you really dive in and look at it, Crystal, their credit is really not that bad. It's just the knowledge that they don't understand. You know, man, let's get some a secure card on their credit. Let's report the rents to their credit, right? Let's, you know, we could get them to the closing table and they're so grateful. You know, you go viral because they share you and they're like, oh, you know, you were able to get her a home, you know, can you help me? And, you know, that was definitely a major big deal, a major component. And especially, Crystal, when I started losing my income, I went full throttle into credit because I said, well, the only way I can probably supplement my income is trying to help realtors in other areas, you know, to become successful and, you know, close deals and, you know, have less fallout and things like that. So I started helping other realtors with their credit and stuff. So yeah, major big deal, very important.
Yeah, that's another referral that we give up out to other credit professionals, and we're waiting months for that credit ready client, and sometimes we don't get there. So we're losing a lot of money and losing our clients. And I love the fact that now we have more control.
I can't
So,
hear.
Miss Davis, thank you so much for coming up. I want to introduce my next guest, right? Mr. Blake, Coach Kevin Blake. Are you on the line?
Absolutely.
Listen, millionaire coach, thank you for taking the time. I know that you're super busy, but I really appreciate you coming on the call. I have a few questions for you, if that's okay. And then, yeah, good.
Yep.
All right. So you are #1 with financial literacy. Can you share with us the power of financial literacy and why, you know, that's your main realm right now?
Well, you know, first of all, before I even get into that, big shouts out to you, Crystal. Showing up. You know, we always say 90% of success is showing up. I don't know how you do it, mother of three, but you show up. I'm almost thinking you might have a double, a body double out there, man. So big shouts out to you. Just with everything that you're doing. Got a lot of value from chasing, understanding the importance of really captivating your audience and you know, just listening to him. I know a lot of people got value from that, but it's important for us to implement, right? Listening to Jeff, listing, doing what he has to do, being there to role play, to allow so many people in real estate. And technically, some of the stuff Jeff talked about, you can actually just put that in any business that you're in. And of course, Ms. Claudia Hilbert Smith, just hearing her talk about where we are and what she did at the beginning to shift, and she didn't wait. And it's important for people to understand what she did to be able to manage and build her team and leveraging YouTube University. And then hearing from the boss with the sauce, I know we say she in Louisiana. This young lady is worldwide. Did you hear me? She is absolutely worldwide. So I know you asked me about financial literacy, but they just displayed, right? Financial literacy. They just displayed the result of understanding financial literacy. So I think it's important. The reason why, you know, I was never taught about financial literacy. My mother came here from Jamaica, didn't really grow up with my father. My mother raised 4 boys. Even now, you know, as I become super successful since the age of 22, it taught me to really understand when you get the money, what to do with it, right? A lot of people don't realize that. So I had to learn, like probably everybody here, I had to learn the hard way. My credit was horrible. What was a waking moment was I wanted to purchase a home with my wife and we couldn't, made a ton of money, horrible credit. And I had to really understand, how did I even get there? Well, not making the right decisions with the money, but also understanding what are some things that I can do as just an individual. Because when you think about credit, right, or when you think about finances and financial literacy, I needed to learn one thing: how my credit score was calculated. Crystal, I was that guy who was looking on Credit Karma every day, and I didn't realize Credit Karma doesn't show you what's on your Experian account. It only shows you what's on your Equifax and your TransUnion. So I do believe financial literacy is important, and Jeff hit on it earlier about the education. And this is the reason why we're even doing this shift. I want to recommend we do this on a monthly basis for the community. This can grow more aggressively, and a lot of people will get their lives changed. But just to put it in a nutshell, understanding financial literacy helped me. I started to understand how my credit score was calculated. I went on YouTube. I started to really look at what did it take for me to actually improve my credit score. And I did this one thing. I actually looked at my debt. I looked at my credit card, and I put a major amount down, brought my utilization down. My credit score went up. I understood the importance of that one component. So I know that was a long answer, but I do believe financial literacy is super important, but we have to put those things into play, right, to be able to help us improve our credit.
That's much needed, guys. I'm hoping that you guys took notes specifically on what he just said, right? The importance of credit. Now, Coach Kev, you are the coach to many. I know I'm putting you on the spot, but I would love for you to really show us like this no stress test, you know, being able to be within the shift and be able to capitalize and stay relevant within this industry right now. For people who are professionals that are not within real estate, who want to tap into the home ownership market, that's key. So many of us, we have the network. We know people who are looking to buy, or we know people who may have poor credit, but we want to help them with
I was like,
oh, hold on one second. So I want to make sure, right, that we share with the people how they can get involved with this and be a community leader, right? We are all leaders, but we want to be an asset to our community. So is that too much if I ask you real quick to
No, I can share my screen real quick, and I want to show you guys a little bit something. Now, I did something special for you guys and made it in participation to this theme of shifting. Let me share my screen really fast, and thank you for that. All right, so I want you to look at this, right? So we got a chance to partner up with an amazing company called Own Easy, powered by Debt Cleanse. We should be doing a recording of this. So if I go fast, I need you to listen faster, right? Because we're shifting. But I want you to pay close attention to this, because prior to me even partnering up with this company, I used to help individuals with their credit. But here's the challenge. In 2022, when I got started, I realized that I was in a situation where we would help them with their credit, but now I have to go look for a realtor. Now I have to go look for an MLO, right, to help them with the loan. And it all didn't work out the way I thought it was going to work out. So when I found this company, it allowed me to be a one-stop shop. And here's the reality. I'm not even a realtor yet. Did you catch that? Right? So pay close attention, because a lot of you are already here. You just have to move. Let's look at, what does the shift even mean, right? You got to move from one place to another. Now, am I telling you to abandon where you are? No, but you got to shift. You got to move. Those of us who are aware of understanding sports and basketball, if you ever watch one of the greats, they do one shift, they close the whole lane down, right? I want you to really understand the position that you're in. What also is shift? A slight change in your position or your direction, right? So now you're moving in a different direction with velocity. With the system we have, with the leadership we have, you'll be able to switch gears even faster. Now, I know some of you are going to look at this and you're going to say, well, coach, I'm ready to shift gears. No, you're going backwards, right? We're going to show you how to go forward, but you have to stay within the system. And we're going to guide you, right? Because as you learn, you're going to earn. Now, let me share with you a little bit about the two gentlemen at the helm of this. So as you listen to all of these leaders, they decided to partner up with this company. But why? These two gentlemen at the helm has the heart to serve. Let's talk about Mr. George Newberry. He's a gentleman with his arms folded. Here's why this is critical, right? Let me make sure you guys, if you can see my screen, put yes in the chat. I just want to make sure. Just want to make sure. You should be able to see it. All right. Thank you, Dr. Grove. So let's look at Mr. George. This gentleman has 3 decades experience in real estate. Stay with me. Most of the time when you hear about realtors in real estate, of course, they want to generate revenue, right? But you rarely hear someone gets into real estate to help people save their home, right? So he got into real estate as a loan officer because he saw countless individuals in the streets of Chicago losing their home to foreclosure. Think about that. And when George brought this company about, it was in 2018. He only focused on credit. He never had a way to get to the next step. Now, this is where Mr. Cha-Ching Check came into play. So he partnered up with them, and then he brought this element of becoming an MLO. See, I call these two the peanut butter and jelly, right? Try eating the peanut butter jelly sandwich by itself. We call that a choker, right? Mr. Chet Seeley has built 3 other businesses to $3 billion. This will be the 4th. Now, here's where you come into play. If you don't shift, you're going to lose this opportunity. If you don't move because you're scared, you're going to miss the blessing for generations after you. I'm telling you right now, we will reach 1 million families in the next 5 years. You know, you hear Ashika Davis, you hear Dr. Michelle Kofer, you hear Dr. Tangela Collins-Myers, you hear them talk about it's going to be done sooner. Well, we need help. And this is where you're going to come into play. If you're a real estate agent, I need you to look at this as a way for you to be duly licensed. Anyone who's duly licensed, you're going to make more money. Why? You have more opportunity. You got more bandwidth, right? So we're going to need to help you become an MLO seamless without all the headache, without all the red tape, and you'll be able to move fast. But I want to share with you the urgency has to be here because this is your Tesla moment. This is your Elon Musk moment. This is your Amazon moment. But here's one of the things I want you to think about, okay? And Ashika mentioned it, but I want to delve a little deep. You will run into prospects who have credit issues, yes or yes. Somebody put it in the chat, yes or yes. You will run into prospects that have credit issues, right? Now, watch this. Guess what you need to do? Use this platform. You don't have time to fix their credit. You heard Krista tell you she's a single mom. Well, not a single mom, a mom of 3. But you heard her tell you she gets a chance to do what she have to do. You heard Ashika tell you she doesn't even have to leave her house. Why? Because they have a one-stop shop. So I want you to think about this. Imagine you have a client that have credit issues. You get them onto the program. Now, I know you're not enrolling for this, but when you enroll them to the program, the company give you a commission. They pay you some residual income, but you're thinking closing table. You're thinking funded, right? So you're going to leverage this program, get the client on, let the company do the heavy lifting. Let the program dispute the negative items on your client's credit report. And here's back to your original question. This program will also educate your clients on how to prevent them from being in the same situation again. Because here's the reality. You don't want to just be the realtor or the MLO on one transaction. Guess what you're trying to do? Multiple transactions. What about the investment property? What about the 4 doors that they want to get? What about the mom or the uncle that's a veteran? You want them to come to you. So you want to have everything ready so that client can get to the next level. I'm going to show you this. But this simple process will help your clients get to the next level, and you can use this as a one-stop shop. As long as your clients leverage the videos, understand the process, they're going to go from renting to owning, and I promise you, you will be the hero. Now, the entire system is seamless, okay? All of the dispute letters are tailored. See, one of the things that I learned prior to even getting into this industry was when I started helping individuals with credit, it was just literally the same letters regurgitated, right? We know about them 609 letters. Don't act like you don't know about the 609 letters, right? Right? So this program, this software tailors every single dispute letter to that client. It's not a one size fit all. We all say everyone credit is not the same. Everyone's situation is different. The software would do the same thing. You heard about ChatGPT. You heard about AI. What about AI in reference to the credit repair? I'm going to play this short video and then I'm going to come back.
Hello and congratulations on taking a big step towards better credit. Everything about the repair process that used to be time-consuming and difficult is now easy. The DIY software will guide you through the entire process. While your credit report is loading, here's 3 tips for getting the best results. Begin by watching the quick start videos in the tutorial section before creating your first dispute letters. These short videos will provide a step-by-step demonstration on how to use the DIY software. Create and mail your first dispute letters as quickly as possible. The dispute plan on your dashboard will show you what tasks need to be done and when they need to be done by. It's easy, and the software is going to do most of the work for you. And the third tip, a successful dispute strategy almost always requires more than one round of disputes. Every 40 days, the DIY software will automatically connect to your credit report provider to show you what was repaired or deleted. For the accounts that were not repaired or deleted, the software analyzes your credit report again, then changes strategies for a second, third, and sometimes even a fourth and fifth dispute might be needed. Be sure to keep your 3-bureau credit monitoring subscription active so the DIY software can automatically import your new credit report and guide you through the entire dispute process. And that's it. Let's go to your dashboard and I'll meet you in the quick start videos.
So just think about that. The actual software will change strategies. See, here's the reality. AI is smarter than me and you. It's faster than me and you, right? Why not leverage it? It's already here. Now, remember, we have receipts. We will also be adding you to a group with other individuals that have not only benefited from the program, but have also gotten closings by helping their client go from the program to becoming a homeowner. Okay, I hope that made sense for you. Now I want you to really understand the price. Now it's worth $2,000 for this program. You as a real estate agent, or you as an individual that's helping someone, you don't want to beat them over the head. You don't want it to be $2,000, $3,000 for a program. Just $149 down, $89 a month. So here's how it goes. You enroll that client onto the program, their credit score go up, you move them to the next thing, and then you will be the MLO on that loan. I'm going to show you how that's going to work, but I want you to know that you're going to allow this program to do the heavy lifting. Now, what happens? The client sends the letters out with a few clicks, right? And then let's say their rights are violated. Then it's going to activate the consumer protection attorney. That's another thing I saw the difference. When I was helping individuals with their credit privately, we never had consumer protection attorneys. I recommended them to an attorney, but it's going to be $300, $400 an hour. That comes with the membership. They don't have to invest that type of money. Now, I'm telling you, the goal is to get them from renting to owning. Not only do we have these other tools, and I'm pretty sure you as a realtor, you're talking to them about the debt to income ratio. They need to understand the debt analysis. They need to understand actually how credit works, and they need to leverage this program. And if they refer people to you, of course, not only will their services be for free, but also they put you in a position to have another pipeline of leads. Now, before I go, I'm going to just share with you the next step, okay? I wanted you to get the framework around the credit piece. Does that make sense? If you got value from that, put 2024 inside of the chat. I just want to make sure we made sense before I move to the next piece. Now I want you to focus, because I'm going to go over the money. You're going to have a great opportunity at the end, and you got some bonuses. So stay all the way to the end of this Shift Zoom, because you don't want to miss what I'm about to tell you. You don't want to miss what's happening afterwards. We have some powerhouse coming after me. Now it's time to shift. Somebody put shift in the comment section. Just put shift. Let me go to the chat. Put shift. Put shift. It's time to shift. Put shift. Put shift. Put shift. Put shift. Put shift. We have thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of MLOs, maybe approaching 4,000 MLOs documented, booked in it. And then we have thousands ready to be onboarded. Did you catch what I just told you? Thousands. Now, I'm gonna share something with you. If you don't share, they're gonna enroll onto somebody else. I'm gonna give you a prediction. In the next 2 to 5 years, maybe shorter, every realtor will be an MLO, and every MLO will be a realtor. It's already happening. This is proven that it's happening already. Now, the benefits of you becoming dually licensed, right? You let the company do all the heavy lifting. You're going to leverage the expertise of all of these leaders to help you generate more money, okay? You're going to be a part of the process. You ever connected with a prospect and you're like, man, what's going on? What is this? You can log into the POS system to actually see what's going on, okay? You can double dip. You will be not only knowledgeable in the process, but you'll be more valuable to your client, more client loyalty, all because your client looks at you as a one-stop shop. They don't need to go to anybody else. So there's endless benefits for realtors. But even if you're not a realtor, because I know we have people on here that's not real estate agents, this can be transformational for you. If you're looking to work from home or learn a new skill that's going to help you pay some bills, you found a home. Before I get into the numbers, remember, it takes hard work to make money in any company. So put the work in, you will get the reward. We have countless leaders within this company that have not only generated revenue, but for some of them, they make more money than a month than people make in a year. But remember, they're not stopping. There's major racial inequality around homeownership in the United States. So here's our goal. We want to help increase homeownership rate 75 for all. And how is this even possible? How is it even possible for you to be a licensed MLO in all 50 states? Well, this company created a partnership with Capital Federal Credit Union, which is a credit union, right? That will allow you to be a federal MLO, not a state MLO, right? And you will be an MLO. You just need to follow the simple system, right? Now, traditionally, similar to if you're a licensed agent, or you're a licensed insurance agent, or you're a licensed any credentials, right? That took a license, you probably did the same traditional format. You took a pre-license course, you took a state exam, you got continuing education. Okay. Now, obviously, as an MLO, different financial institutions, you have to have a minimum credit score. We don't have that. Okay. Now, if you wanted to duplicate what Claudiane did, if you want to duplicate what Crystal did, if you want to duplicate what Dr. Tina Housen did, if you want to duplicate what the leaders you heard on here say, Jeff, Chase, if you want to duplicate what they did, but do the traditional way, it's going to cost you 25 to 50,000. You don't got that kind of time. You don't got that kind of time. I promise you, you don't. But here's the better way. The person that invited you, they're going to send you a special code, but you're going to get enrolled with them. They're going to send you their online application. You're going to get started. You will start the training. Now, here's the reality of the training. It's literally on-demand videos. The videos are 3 minutes, 8 minutes, 6 minutes, straight to the point, right? This is a legitimate opportunity. So we do have background checks. We do have fingerprints, but you'll be able to originate loans in all 50 states. Now, imagine this. Imagine if you can get this done without the SAFE exam, without the continuing education, without all these fees. How many people will you tell this to? Everybody. Because remember, you won't be a state MLO, you will be a federal. Now, who are we helping? Everybody. Why? Because this credit union partnership allows us to change the world. I didn't say the county. I didn't say the city. The world. Because here's the reality. We all know someone that's outside of the US that we want to help. Hey, whether you realize it or not, there's so many people that would just love to be in America, to be on this same shift Zoom that you on, because they're trying to do a big shift, right? So we basically help with any loan that you can think of, even loans that's not here. Why? Because the credit union is going to make it happen, whether it's FHA, VA, USDA, conventional, bank statement loans, all that. Here's what I love about the credit union, the manual underwriting. The fact that the manual underwriting is here, it's going to help many, many more people get approved for home loans. And you can do this part-time or full-time. So if you got a job, keep your job. If you have your real estate license, you don't have to move your license. Keep your license with that brokerage. We're actually going to help you get a new license. You'll be licensed in all 50 states as an MLO. Can't you see how that can help you? That can put you in a whole nother level. Now, remember, at the credit union, you're going to have a loan buddy or a team lead. They're going to be helping you every step of the way. They're going to be holding your hand like a newborn baby. What's your role? Your role is to help your client complete the online 1003 mortgage application. You already know what that is. And if you don't, the application is very simple, but not. It breaks down everything that they need to be in position to get qualified for a home. What are some of the documents? Similar documents you're probably familiar with. Tax return, right? W-2, paycheck stub, assets, things of that nature. You're going to help your client gather those documents, okay? And if you're in real estate, you're already going to help them because that's part of your process anyway. If you wanted to be smooth, you can leave it to somebody else if you want to, but you want to be a part of that process. And then anything else you don't know, don't worry. Remember, I told you earlier, as you learn, you're going to earn. Every Tuesday at 1 o'clock, somebody put number 1 in the chat. Every Tuesday at 1 p.m., there will be a live training for you And anybody else you bring on your team, remember, you're going to leverage the program, right? You need to leverage this so you can have more time to focus on more deals. Okay. So that's how I want you to think about this. But the fact that what's going on with NAR, the fact that what's going on in the world of real estate, you have to shift. If you do not shift, I promise you, you're going to regret it. Now, one of the things that I want to share with you, and I love sharing this component, because if I talk to 10 real estate agents, if I talk to 10, 8 of them have no idea this exists, right? Watch this. If you're a real estate agent, put an R in the chat. And if you're a guest, pay attention to what they're doing. Pay attention to the realtors, right? Okay, R. I see R. I see you over there, Jeff. All right. I see you, DeAndre. I see you, Tim. I see you. I see you, Trace. I see you, Carlos. I see you, Anisha. I see you, Troy. All right, perfect. Now watch this. Real estate agents. How much money did you invest to get your license in that one state? How much? Now, some of you got to go back. You're like, damn, coach, I forgot how much. How much did you invest to get your license in that one state? Put it in the chat. I'm asking for a friend. 1,400 plus. And Troy said too much. Did y'all see that? 2,500, 2,000, 1,000, 599. Plus, you see Claudiane. See, people miss that. Claudiane, I'm glad she said, plus I failed the exam twice. So guess what she had to do? Pay again. You don't have to do that with this. Ooh, I'm glad you posted that, right? 1,500. A lot of people, they forgot. They said a lot. They said a lot. So just, why am I telling you that? This is an opportunity. So for those of us that are not realtors, what is that telling you? Real estate agents are sharing with you that they had to invest more, and you don't even know the investment to get in. It's way more than what you see on this screen. I promise you. They had to invest more to be licensed in one state. You have an opportunity to shift to be licensed in all 50 states without all the red tape. I ain't even try to rhyme that, right? So you can do what's called double dipping. You can make money on the real estate side and you can make money on the loan side. Ooh, you got the whole table. Now, as I told you, the rush is on. This is not just for realtors. This is for nurses. This is for teachers. This is for tax professionals, religious leaders, stay-at-home mom, dad, notaries, right? Credit specialists, loan officers, network marketers. It doesn't matter. You will learn as you earn, but you got to put yourself in a position to win. Now we're going to talk about the money. I'm going to be out of your hair. Now, these first set of transactions, so we get paid something called basis points or BIPs, right? Now, after this Zoom, a person, once you get started, they're going to do a one-on-one game plan with you. So everything that you miss or you got questions on, after you get started, they're going to go over all of that. But right now, this information you're going to hear, it will be enough to help you make an educated decision and get enrolled. And we need you to get enrolled today. Somebody put today in the chat. Do not wait. Don't look to the left. Don't look to the right. Because by the time you look to the right, the person who you're looking for, they're already in the business, right? So let's look at this. So from your first transaction to your 10 transaction, it's going to be a 65-35 split. Remember, I told you the loan buddy got a vested interest. They're going to be helping you, but they're going to get 35% of that 1 basis point. All right. Now watch this. The second 10 transaction, it's going to be your 11 transaction to your 20 transaction. That's 75% for you, 25% for the loan buddy. Now, I want you to really understand, because the commissions come out on the 1st and the 15th, this gives you more than enough opportunity to get to the next level. Now, for some of you, you're looking at this and you're like, well, shoot, do I have to have a loan buddy? Absolutely not. But I'm going to share with you, after your 21st transaction, if you want to get rid of the loan buddy, you can do that. But I don't recommend it. Why? Because you need to leverage the loan buddy so you can make more money. Here's what's more important than money: your time. Okay? So you want to leverage them. So I recommend, just recommending, right? You leverage the loan buddy because that's going to help you. Now, can you get into the POS system to move the ball down the field a lot faster? Absolutely. But I want you to understand the system we have is already in place, whether you have real estate experience or not. All right, let's move to the next one. Now let's talk about the numbers. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. I'm not going to talk about the 75%, which is the 120 basis point, and I'm not going to share about the 140. And I know some of you want it, but you can do the numbers based off of what I'm going to go over. So let's look at this. You have 3 families, average home 400,000. Now I know I got a lot of realtors on here. I don't know the numbers. What's the average home in America? Maybe 300, maybe 400, maybe it's higher. maybe it's lower, but 400,000 based off of this example. You help 3 families become homeowners, right? 3 families at 100 basis points. That's $7,800. Now, of course, you can double that if you want to make more money. But just think about that. Imagine if you help just one part-time between the cracks of your schedule. That's $2,600. It may be a lot of money to you, may not be, but I know it's a lot of people that would love to do that from the comfort of their own home. And if you continue to plug in, if you continue to see that this is bigger than you, you'll be able to do 3 or 4 loans a day. Did you catch that? You got to build the pipeline, and you can use this platform to build the pipeline along with giving value to the community. All right, let's look at the next part, and I'll be on to the next slide. Now, if you want to build a team, there's a bonus pool. Now, it's a catch, and I'm gonna tell you the catch with the bonus pool, but let me explain it. So now imagine, okay, I enroll you, Miss Kiwi. Miss Kiwi signs up. She's on my level 1. Miss Kiwi goes, and she signs her friend up, Mr. Evan Rose. Evan Rose signs up. Boom. He's her level 1, my level 2. Evan goes and signs his wife up, which is my level 3. Okay. Now, the company's going to tally up every time Evan does a loan, every time Kiwi does a loan, every time Evan's wife does a loan. At the end of the month, they're going to tally up all of these points, and then they're going to give you a bonus at the end of the month. Man, I've seen people get bonus of $7,000, and they didn't speak to not one person. You can't do that everywhere. I'm telling you. So what does this mean? How do you unlock this bonus? There's 2 ways. You yourself had to have closed a transaction that month, meaning a home loan transaction, or enroll 3 people. It could be 3 customers, right, that need help with their credit, or it could be a customer and a business partner. Any combination. As long as it's done in that month, you unlock that bonus. And it's been countless individuals that have unlocked that bonus, and we call that extra money. Okay. Now let's look at this part. You also get a chance to build a team aggressively. Now I want to tell you, there are people that have leaders that I have dozens of individuals in their organization. There are also leaders that have hundreds of people in their organization. And there's people that have thousands of MLOs in their organizations, and the income is staggering. Okay. Now let's look at this. Imagine that same 400,000 home loan I mentioned to you. You brought that person in. Okay. You brought in Jeff, right? Jeff came in, he signs up under your organization. Let's do it even better, right? So Claudianne brings in Jeff, right? Claudianne says, Jeff, do this, this, and this. We know Jeff is a listing guru, so he all in, right? Jeff goes out, he finds someone who wants to get a $400,000 home loan. Okay, he done. He helps him. Claudianne didn't talk to them. Claudianne didn't do a three-way call. She doesn't even know who the person is. But as soon as that loan closed, Jeff's going to get paid, but Claudianne's going to make $400. Now, what if Claudianne said, well, shoot, I'm about to go find 9 more people like Jeff. So now she has 10. And if every single rep just helped one family in that month, Claudianne just hit $4,000. What if she get that halfway route? Right, $2,000. She's not going to get mad at that. She's going to say, well, what do I need to do to bring on 20 people? Let's go ahead and mute this guy's line. What do I need to do to bring on 20 people? What do I need to do to bring on 30 people? What do I need to bring on 40 people? Remember, you're going to receive overrides from home loans your team closes. And I'm going to reiterate, anything that you miss, once you get started, your mentor will do a money game plan with you, and they're going to answer all your questions when you do that. But in closing, we have less than 1% market penetration. Crystal, I know you're going to kill me. I went over the 20 minutes, but I'm excited. And what does this mean for you? I'm going to give you one word, but I'm going to say it 3 times. Opportunity, opportunity, opportunity. We have less than 1% market penetration. Most people don't even know who Own Easy is. And I want to share with you, we have a big partnership that's going to be launching. And you already know this big company. You want to be a part of it before this get announced to the world. I promise you, if you don't move, if you don't shift, if you don't change your direction, you're going to get left behind. There's a great book called Who Moved My Cheese? I'm telling you, the cheese is here. And if you don't move with it, move with the puck, you're going to get left behind. So what do you get? You get started today, but what do you get? You get a chance to take advantage of this credit restoration. Okay. Let's say your credit may be bad, or you have clients that have bad credit. You can leverage that. You're also going to get your own website to enroll these clients and business partners. You have fully staffed MLO business. That's you heard Claudia tell you she basically have assistants. Imagine you have an assistant, over at the credit union. You get a
Coach
chance.
Kev,
Yep.
1 second. So I want everybody to see all the details that the opportunity holds. We have a guest that's about to leave that I want to make sure you're talking about the shift, the top realtors, right? Taking advantage of what we have right here. Coach Kev, don't go anywhere because they need this. And I want to make sure that they hear his testimony because we want to know the realtors that are actually doing this. So with no further ado, before he leaves the line, Dr. Murphy, right? I need you to come up real quick, right? Millionaire coach. This is a big deal. And this was a guest that we do not want to lose right now. So Dr. Murphy, come on the line. My mentor, thank you for taking the time. Take it away real quick.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you so much for having me. And guys, without further ado, I have so much that I'd like to say, but like they said, the gentleman that I'm bringing to the line is a mover and a shaker. Deals out the sky, just falling out the sky. You're talking about 570 deals in 1 year, over $1 billion in sales, $1 billion in personal sales. Guys, we have the number one realtor, 2019 number one realtor in the nation on the line. Kyle Siebeth, are you still here with us right now? Please come to the front. Awesome,
Hey, I'm
awesome.
here.
Hey, Kyle,
I'm
how
here.
are
I'm not gonna
you?
be on. I'm not gonna be on video because I'm about to get in the car and get to my next appointment. But you got me now. I'm good. I'm on the phone. So let's go.
Kyle, you're 100% that way. Kyle, what does it take to become the number one real estate agent nationwide?
I think the first thing I would say is it takes the same thing that it took in 2019 that it takes today in 2024. And I think real estate, right, always has been and always will be a contact sport. The more contacts you have, the better you'll do. The better you're able to build relationships, the better you'll do. But the most important thing is early on is to identify what's income generating and what's not. And I think if you can identify the income generating activities and delegate anything that's not and focus on building relationships and selling, and whether I'm selling real estate widgets or whatever, or kitchen knives, I'm going to go out and crush it because you have to have a perseverance that's kind of unparalleled that no one else really can understand and relate to. You have to have a mindset where any objection that comes your way is you continue to take the mindset of next person up or next deal up. And I think at the end of the day, it's being able to execute and be relatable to all different people of all different forms of life. So where I live is a very diverse community where we've got people from all different backgrounds, socioeconomic backgrounds, all different demographics, and all different economic backgrounds. And I think the key is being able to be a chameleon when you can relate to people on each different level. So I could sell a mobile home for 60,000, and then within the next 3 hours go on an appointment for 6 million. And I think that's just the reality of understanding your environment and understanding that sales is truly something that you can do well if you have a good personality, you understand, and you're a student of the game.
Awesome. So let me ask you one more question because again, I know you had to go. Why do you believe attaching yourself to mortgage lending and credit restoration is pivotal right now in real estate, in the real estate industry?
So at the end of the day, right, the full circle of the ecosystem is the key. And what we've tried to build out here in Rhode Island is really tried to build out a full circle environment where you can gain revenue from every single angle. So right now we've got a title company, we've got a JV with insurance, and then on the mortgage side, being able to control the transaction from beginning to end and being able to drive revenue into your bottom line, from the mortgage side, from the debt side, from the credit repair side, from whatever side possible is really the key. So you get more bites at the apple, right? So at the end of the day, you have way more opportunities to drive revenue. And every transaction, instead of just being a 2.5% transaction on the revenue side, it's 2.5% plus whatever other ancillary businesses that you have. So it's a non-negotiable as far as I'm concerned in the future. It is an absolute must that agents are able to, to basically participate in all different angles.
So really quickly, because I know we're counting down to 1 more minute, what advice do you give agents that are striving to be successful in this industry? What advice do you have for them to achieve unparalleled success, like similar to yours in this industry?
I think my first advice is take massive action. So many people get paralyzed by wondering what's the right thing to do, what's the wrong thing to do, what's the correct playbook. Get on the phone, pick it up and dial, and figure out how to get in front of as many people as you can. But massive action is ultimately the key play. And it's not, you could have the best CRM in the world, but if you don't do anything about actually being proactive versus reactive, you have no opportunity, you have no chance. So so my thoughts here is, and I think this is the biggest thing I would say to agents right now. The last 3 years, take out last year, so 3 years before last year, you could be a reactive agent and do really well because business was just coming in. There was a little bit more inventory, tons of buyers, and rates were so low. Going forward this year and next year until inventory comes back in our region, the agents that are proactive will crush it. The agent that will reactive will get crushed. So you got to make a choice. You want to be the one that's going to get crushed, or you want to be the one out there crushing it and kicking ass and taking names. So that's just the way that this market's playing out. The weak will not survive, the strong will survive. And I've had a really good year thus far, and I continue to have great opportunities because I'm doing more and being way more proactive.
Wow, that's so awesome. And I just want to end it here with you, Kyle, the type of individual you are. I can text you at 5:30 in the morning and get a response right away. Or I can text you at 11 o'clock at night and get a response right away. So you've always been an amazing support system for me, even having not been a real estate agent yet, just giving me advice and working with me through, different stages of my career in mortgage loan officer, being a mortgage loan officer, and being just being a sales representative in general. So I'm grateful that you took the time today for this call that we're having, this shift. And I'm just look forward to working with you and just watching your success. So thank you so much, Kyle. Guys, put some fire in the chat for Kyle Seaworth, guys. Thank you so much for having him. Again, I appreciate you as always. And I'm gonna be on your page, liking and loving all of your work. I'm just such an inspiration. Thank you so much.
Guys,
Hey,
drop
thank
some
you guys.
fire. Go ahead.
Thank you all. No, again, what were you gonna say?
No, I want you to finish because I want people to drop fire for you. But please wrap up. Yes, please say what you were going to say.
Drop that fire, no doubt. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, this game is not difficult. I'll just talk on the NAR thing real quick because now it doesn't matter if I'm in the car or not. But real quick on the NAR thing, I think the reality is if you make it a big deal, it's a big deal. If you don't worry about it and you continue to go out there and make business happen, you'll be fine. It's the ones that make it a big deal and that actually make the client more concerned about it than they need to be. Those will be the people that struggle with this. If you're able to be flexible and adapt to whatever situation you're in, you'll be fine. So don't let it overcome you. It will push a lot of people out of the business, but there's millions of ways to get paid on the buy and sell side, so it's equitable. So don't let it bother you. Go crush it. Drop that fire. Enjoy the rest of your day. I appreciate you guys having me on. Thank you all so much, and hopefully everybody has a good afternoon.
Absolutely. Thank you, Kyle, for joining us. Guys, we need to be proactive. That's what Kyle said, because we do not want to be crushed in this market, all right? We are going to be a one-stop shop, all right? So with no further ado, Coach Kev, come back to the line because I want to show people how we are going to be proactive and be that shop, that one-stop shop for all realtors, for all real estate professionals, for, entrepreneurs in the field. So please finish up because this is key in making sure that we are not crushed in this industry.
Well timed. Well timed. Oh, my Lanta. And if you guys caught that, Cal said, take more bites of the apple. He also mentioned the fact that the title, right? And I was leading to that. So just imagine you looking at this opportunity You just heard from a #1 earner in a real estate space, co-signing, right? What we have for you, you will be able to be your own one-stop shop. You will be able to generate leverage income. Because as you're in this space, you don't even want to worry about the noise. If you continue to be proactive and you continue to take massive action, as he just mentioned, on this opportunity, this can be life-changing for you. Also remember the 20% that you can generate on the title side. I call that sleep money. Those of you who ever have witnessed a title search, it is like that. You don't even realize how fast that is. So just imagine how much money you can generate for yourself in all 50 states. You'll be able to do credit in all 50 states. You'll be able to be an MLO in all 50 states, right? This comes with the course. This comes with the training and everything that you need, along with the CRM and reports to track everything that's happening. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, if you realize the numbers that the real estate agents put earlier. I wish we could ask Kyle how much did he invest for his real estate license, but I'm pretty sure it's around what everybody else invested, right? It's between $500 to $1,000 per person. Now imagine you being an MLO in all 50 states for less than $399. Just think about that. That can be life-changing for you. Now, the person that invited you, they have a special promo code that you're going to get to save a couple of dollars, right? But when I saw this, I said, well, how long? It's $89 a month. Well, how long do I have to pay that $89? Well, they say, well, Kev, when you do 5, any combination, it could be customers or business partners, that $89 is waived. Now, those of us who are business professionals, and even if you're not, you understand that there's overhead in most businesses. And if I ask every single leader on here who actually have a brick and mortar business, their overhead is in the thousands, right? Just imagine if they had an opportunity to eliminate their overhead like you will becoming an MLO or becoming a business partner within our team. So once you knock out that 5, it's free. This is your last chance. And I want you to realize that everything you have is literally in front of you. You have to not only make the shift, but tap other people on the shoulder to make a shift. Because here's the reality. The fact that we have less than 1%, somebody put 1 inside of the chat. We have less than 1% market penetration. Less than 1% market penetration. This means, I said this word, opportunity, opportunity, opportunity for you. Now, if you look at this as an opportunity, or if you look at this as a hindrance, it's the same thing. Same opportunity, same people, same platform. It's all about if you're looking at the glass half full or half empty. Crystal?
There's just so much that we've shared today, guys, and I'm just going to fast forward over here. I want you guys to get back to the person who invited you to today's call, right? And let them know that you are ready to make the shift. Okay. So Coach Kev, I would love for you to wrap up for us. There is power in how you really get people to understand that this is time of the essence. We don't want people to get swallowed up within this industry. All right. And we want to make sure that they tap into the multiple levels of the real estate transaction, whether they're in real estate or not. So guys, thank you for taking the time. And I'm going to close out the call and hand it over to Coach Kevin Blake.
Yeah. First of all, Crystal, thank you. You've been an incredible host. Somebody put some heart emojis inside of the chat for Crystal. She's just been on point. Pushed the mute button when she needed to push the mute button. She's been facilitating. She's been doing, and she is not only a top producer in this company, not only a top producer in real estate, but in anything that she does. So I did want to give you a special shout out for that. And I want you to make the shift. Here's the reality, right? A lot of us on here have been broke before. Here's the reality. A lot of us on here have gotten into an Uber before. Here is the reality. A lot of us, or if not all of us, have purchased from Amazon. See, here's the reality. This is your Amazon moment. This is your Uber moment. You know how many people sat at the table to hear about Uber? You know how many people sat at the opportunity table to hear about Amazon and they didn't make the shift? This is the Amazon of real estate. I like that. This is your opportunity to move. Now, if you don't someone will move. See, success is not for the chosen few, but for the few who choose. And if you decide to make the shift, if you decide to get enrolled, your kids' kids will put you in a position where you will live a life you don't need a vacation from. See, so many people look at this opportunity and they say to themselves, well, what do I need to do? Well, let me tell you what you need to do. Get enrolled. You need to unlock the potential that's in front of you. We are going to hold your hand like a newborn baby, positioning yourself to be licensed in all 50 states. That give you more access to money. That give you more access to unlocking a potential you don't even know exists. Why? Because you will be around leaders of leaders. You're going to be in an environment where we have an ecosystem that is seamless. Imagine eliminate the barriers. Imagine eliminating all the red tape. Imagine eliminating the test. Think about how many people you know that failed the test over and over and over again. Think about so many people that may abandon real estate because they don't understand this opportunity that's in front of them. I'm going to tell you again, in the future, probably every realtor will be an MLO and every MLO will be a realtor. In the future, more and more people who are not in real estate will be learning how to learn a new skill that's going to help them pay some bills. Can you leverage this opportunity? Can you embrace the shift? Are you willing to move? And I'm going to tell you, if you do not move, somebody else is going to move on your behalf. Somebody else is going to hear the opportunity, not from you, but you need them to. You need them to hear this opportunity from you. You need to take advantage of this promo. So it's Early Bird 23 in all caps. You have to get started right now. You cannot wait. Don't worry about the questions. Don't worry about the issues. You just need to get started and figure everything out later. Because as you get enrolled, as you build your business, your next step after you get enrolled, do the money game plan with the person that invited you. They're going to help you. And then they're going to create an opportunity for you to invite people to see this. We're going to do this Zoom again and again and again. But guess what's going to be gone? The promo is going to be gone. Guess what's going to be gone? The opportunity to take advantage of this promo to help as many people as you know position themselves to win. And if you don't do this, if you don't take advantage of this shift, I promise you, your future self will be pissed. Every single leader on here, we are going aggressively. And mark my words, if you don't believe this, it will happen. In your own city, there will be 100,000 MLOs. Are they going to go through you or are they going to go through somebody else? You will have to decide. Thank you for taking the time to hop on this Zoom. The shift is already happening. Now we need you to shift and get enrolled immediately, and we'll see you on the other side. Let's go. Let's grow.